get out of this so I can
We are
get
back.
to my spot.
And we are back.
B-A-C-K, we are back. B-A-C-K, we are back.
So like a cheerleader. Give me a B. So listen, we're back talking. That segment was really good. I'm sure we are going to
come back and continue that.
Yeah, because that's something that it's a process for us all to be able to accept and embrace and learn. The world is ever evolving.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So there was a time I remember my Jamaican grandmother, Nana. I love her. She, when she was in my home before she passed, we had VCRs. And she couldn't even figure out, Nana, just press play. That's all you had to do. Just press play. You know, and now I'm giving my 2-year-old or my 4-year-old my laptop, my phone. They know what to do with it. I'm like, how did you learn that?
Yeah, it's just common sense.
What's that? My 8-year-old
sense.
forget it. She's
It's
like
sense.
all the way going with it. So we didn't get to. So we talked about loving yourself. I mean, liking yourself, dating yourself, and basically living with yourself. And now we talk about living with others, right?
Yeah.
So when you can open your heart and embrace and not, be scared to love, and now you're ready to bring somebody into your life, you have to now be able to balance your dependency, because you can't be dependent too much. But you got to know that, if you're in something that's two people got to give and take. So
right.
What is codependency? Is that what you want to tell us? What is that?
So first of all, we're going to talk about what is codependency. So let me get this serious definition for you guys when it comes to codependency, and then I'm going to help you guys, come to a greater level of understanding as to if you are actually in a codependent relationship, and how, if you are the codependent, how things you can do to begin to love yourself. Okay,
to be less dependent.
Absolutely, because that. Anyway,
okay, we're not gonna go there.
Yeah, my headphone, I can't hear. I think it's the cord or something.
Yeah, just put
okay,
it.
It's all right.
Okay.
As long as you guys can hear me. Okay. All right, so codependent relationships. Raise your hand and say "I" if you know what I'm talking about.
Well,
put me some hearts, some hands.
Definition. I'm trying to figure out, am I not?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And I know this is going to help our viewers. It's going to help you, and it's going to help me too. Okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
that's what we're here to do.
So it's all good. All right, so codependency. Codependency, it is an emotional and behavioral condition that affects the individual's ability to have a healthy, mutually satisfying relationship. It is also known as a relationship addiction, because people with codependency often form or maintain relationships that are one-sided, emotionally destructive, and or abusive.
Oh man!
Yay!
That doesn't sound good.
It doesn't. It is not.
I thought it wasn't a bad word.
No.
That sounds like kind of a bad word.
See, that's why I said it's gonna help. It's gonna help all of us.
All right, so let's get to that. Ooh,
well, first,
are you in a codependent relationship?
Yes, I am definitely in a codependent relationship.
I wasn't asking you. I'm sorry.
Oh well, I like to be transparent.
Right,
so
exactly. I was saying everybody.
Yeah. Well, we are in some way, even though
okay.
we don't like to admit it. And in the midst of my research of trying to heal myself in this area, I discovered, just like even on a spiritual sense, how I was attracting this codependency into my life. Even more so, I'm telling you, as I was going through this, I started having flashbacks of all these old relationships of mine that need to be healed.
Okay.
That I never healed. Where it is my motherly nature
A lot of women.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
That's a woman thing, too.
Yes, definitely. So, I want to say that, relationships basically bring us our greatest joys, and they also bring us our greatest challenges.
Absolutely.
Now, from a spiritual perspective, as I was just saying earlier, relationships are really actually supposed to teach us lessons. They're supposed to help us grow. And what happens in the midst of these things is sometimes people become attached to certain people in a certain way that is unhealthy for both of them. Because if you are being the person that's allowing the codependency to take place, then you're actually not allowing the other individual to learn to stand for themselves, to be able to be their best self, because they are so accustomed to being with you that creating
so when someone is codependent on you, you're the crutch. And you're the crutch for them to not be who they
really are, right? Or what they could really be.
Their potential.
Right. And see, it was one thing. Remember last week we were talking about the difference between a child having needs and someone being needy.
Yes.
It's two totally different things. So when, a mate needs certain things, okay, we get that. But a mate can be very needy if they think that the only way they can get that is through you.
Right.
Because they have to some way and somehow love themselves enough to know that they cannot rely on you to fulfill or feel that because of you is why they're happy. And if they feel that because of you is why they're happy, then there's something wrong inside their, and
what if it's not that, and I'm going to play the devil's advocate.
Okay.
What if it's not that it's only because of you that they're happy, that they can't live without you, but that they're happy with you? There's a difference.
Right.
There's a difference.
There's a difference.
Okay.
Because it's one thing to say I'm happy when I'm with you. But if you feel that every time that person is not around, you're not happy, or you're accepting all of these different experiences, rather than you taking the forward and saying, okay, well, I know Ericka's not going to be me. Let's say I was your boo, your man, whatever, right? What's up, Ericka? It's like, no. So, if I'm your man, right? If I'm your man, and Ericka knows that, I just love being with my man. You know what I mean? I love being with Tom. That's my name. I love being with Tom. Tom makes me feel good. I'm so happy when I'm with him. He makes me smile, blah, 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 blah. Now, Tom does that for you. But if you become a little bit too clingy to Tom, what happens is now Tom wants to repel because he doesn't have his own space to feel happy of what makes him happy. He's doing every single thing.
His job is always feeling like he's got to make you happy. He's got to fulfill your needs. He has to do for you, and now you're sucking him from being able to do whatever he has to do to be happy.
To be happy for himself.
Okay, so that's the person that's codependent on the other person to make them happy.
Right.
Now the person who is in reverse of that.
So the person who is the dependent.
Right, the person dependent.
The dependent. You see how for you, for example, right? You love me. You love Tom. You love me because when you're around me, I make you happy, right? But when you're not with me, you're still okay. You could survive not being with me.
I love you to death. I love you all the time. We can have good times, even when we have bad times. If I decided that I want to be with you, I'm going to work through those bad times. I'm not going to walk out the door. I'm going to fight with you. I'm going to go through it. At the end of the day, if you don't want to be with me,
right,
and I want to be with you,
right, why would you?
But if you don't want to be with me,
right,
I might cry too.
No, you're going to cry.
But
you're still going to love yourself.
I'm still going to say,
to know, like,
you poor thing.